On the third day of Christmas, my travels gave to me a psychic or a crook. You be the judge, okay? Alright guys, so before we get into today's video, I just want to apologize ahead of time because I'm washing clothes and drying clothes, and right now this dryer is so loud and you're going to hear it at some points. At some points in this video. Bear with me. Maybe I'll put some Christmas Jingle Bell music underneath to kind of drown it out. But thank you. Those of you who are new here, we are a fun family and travel family over type of vibe over here. That's what we're doing. We like to have fun with our friends, enjoy our family. Life as an expatriate in Dubai from Mississippi. Now we live on the other side of the world and we travel. It's travel fun happening all the time. All right, so if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right, take a look around if you must and come back and watch the rest of today's video. All right, so let's get into this juicy story about how this lady right here, not this one, but the lady in the story, tried to change my future for $20. Let's get into it. All right. So let's decide what is going to be story number 3. So we're doing this on my phone. Screen record is on. Let's click to spin. I need to put the names in here. Story number 17. It looks like story 17. So let's go inside. Let's go inside my notes and let's see what story 17 is. I don't even know, y'all. I think I'm going to go back later and put the names in so I don't have to go inside my notes and stuff like that. So story 17. Ooh. What's up with these psychic stories? Okay. All right, so I don't know. I did not select these stories are randomly selected, but as I said in my last video about the seer in Ghana, it was not my first experience. So I'm getting ready. Video number 3, I'm going to be telling you about one of my previous experiences, and this one was in Hollywood, California. So this had to be circa 2015, 2016. I can't remember the exact year, but this is when I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, back in the day when I was in grad school at Clark Atlanta University, child. And so I was attending a conference. I believe it was the, what was it? I forget the name of the conference. It was I forget. I want to say it was the Black Studies conference though, for sure. So we were there. And it was myself and a classmate slash former friend. Hold on, y'all. All right, so I was there with a classmate slash friend at the time. How y'all feel about friends who you're not friends with no more? You know what I mean? Former friend should be enough. Yeah, former friend. All right, so I was there with a former friend, and we were there to attend the conference as well as present at the conference. I'm not sure if I was presenting that year or if I was just going as a guest. So at this particular conference, it's in California. It's in Hollywood. We got to go do some sightseeing. You feel me? And so we decided to leave the conference after everything we had done for that day was over. We wanted to leave the conference, which was in LA. I rented a car and we drove down to Hollywood. Now here's the thing, we are grad students. We're not just master's program. No, this is our PhD level classes, courses. So we're grown. Okay, we are very much grown. So of course, 2 of the presenters who were also there, who are professors at universities already at this time, 2 of them was like, y'all leaving? We're leaving too. And so they came with us. They hopped in the back seat and we went down to Hollywood Boulevard. Now, one thing about Hollywood Boulevard is it's a tourist destination for sure. Okay, so it's definitely a tourist destination. And so you're going to have all types of people down there trying to sell you things, be it necklace, be it greeting cards, be it your future. Yes, homegirls out there trying to sell a future. So we're just walking around Hollywood Boulevard. You see all the stars and everything on the floor. What's it called? The Walk of Fame. The stars and all of that, real cute or whatever. I was not vlogging or anything of the sorts at the time. I was just living my best life. All right, so we are on Hollywood Boulevard and we're walking and everyone has something to sell. They're selling something. So we see this older lady sitting on the side and she has her little situation, her little stand, her little booth set up, and she's reading hands. That's what it's called. She's reading the palms of your hands. Now I'm very skeptical about just letting anyone touch me, let alone read my palms. I don't like people touching me. But the girl that I was with, she's from New Orleans. So she's like all into this kind of stuff. She's like, it's okay. I'm like, I don't want to do it. And it was $5. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. She's like, no, do it. I'll pay for it. I'm like, those kind of things kind of freak me out a little bit. They do. They freak me out a little bit. But I was like, okay, fine. After a little bit of convincing, she's like, go ahead and do it. I'm just going to pay the $5. She paid the lady $5. Well, she had her palm read at first. And I remember, I don't know if I should tell what hers was. It's whatever. So she read her poem and the lady told her that she was going to have children and the first one would be a boy. That is what the lady told her. Because, at the time we were both, in our careers, in grad school. She was married, I was not. So of course, as women, we have these kind of questions, and we were both approaching 30 at the time. And so, or we were 30, we were either approaching or at 30. And so when it was my time to read my poem, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna read my poem. She's looking at me. And the first thing she talks to me about is relationships. And basically, she read my poem. She looked at me. She said, I'm sorry, but the guy that you're currently with is not for you. She was like, yes, he adores you, but this man has a lot of things that happened to him in his childhood that is preventing him from being the best person that he can be right now. And she was like, he has a lot. He's working through a lot from his childhood, and he's just not going to do right by you. And oh my goodness, she was so right. Okay, she was so right. Anyway, at the time, I wasn't, she didn't know anything about my past relationship. She didn't even ask me anything about this man. She just opened my poem, told me a couple of things that happened in his childhood, and told me that because of these things that happened to him all these years ago, although he adores you, he's not the guy for you. He's not going to do right by you. And I went home and I told that man what the lady said and all the things that she told me. I'm not going to reveal everything because it's people's personal business. But everything she told me, a lot of it rang true for him. And so he was just like in shock because he doesn't believe in all those different things, psychics and all of things. He doesn't believe any of that stuff. So he was in a little bit of shock because it rang true for him. And I gave her absolutely no information whatsoever. So then I asked a question. So the next question that I asked her was about children, because again, I'm around 30 years old, and this is something that women think about when they're at this age point. So I asked her if I was going to have any kids. And she read my poem. She looked at me and she said, but it was a slow no. And I was like a little disappointed because part of me wanted kids eventually, but not at the time. But she told me that I would not have children. But it was a slow no. It was an unsure no. It was, are you telling me the truth type of no? And so she was like, there's something blocking. So like, there's something blocking. It's not that it can't happen for you. It's just that there is something here that is blocking that part of your future. The reason something's there. And she was like, but if you give me $20, you got $20. If I give her $20, then she'll tell me what's blocking and I can fix it and have kids. And I looked at her and I said, no. I said, no, ma'am, no, thank you, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You cannot get no more money from me, okay? Because you just told me I can't have kids and you told me there's something blocking. And I don't know what that something could be, but whatever it is, I'm gonna figure it out on my own. Okay? Okay, sorry guys, so I lost space. Hold on, just slightly. I lost space, so the recording stopped. Okay, so what was I saying? So basically I was saying that she was like, give her $20 and she'll figure out what it is that I need to do to unblock whatever's preventing me from having children. And I said, no ma'am, no thank you, I'm good. I'm not giving you no more money. Because even then, when I had a lot more money to spare because I was single, living my best life, making a nice little salary in Atlanta, Georgia, by myself with no kids, I was still very cheap. I'm cheap today for the most part. But I was like, no, I'm good. And we walked away. But that stayed on my mind. Do you hear me? That stayed on my mind for years. Even to today, I think about it. And that's why you should never just let random people read your poems. And don't be taking everything that they say seriously. I know a lot of people like to do those sorts of things for fun, but don't take it seriously, because you can hone in on it. You can think about it so much that it becomes your reality. You manifest on it. Okay, you're thinking about it, they put it in your head, and now you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't have kids, I'm never going to be a mother, blase, 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 blase. And you train your mind to believe that's true, and you make it come true. That's how I feel about it. But I although I thought about it for many years, didn't get pregnant for many years, but it's not like I wasn't taking precautions. You know, I was celibate for how long? How many years, child? So there was no way for me to have a baby if I was not doing the things you do to have a baby, child. Because after that relationship ended, I was like, She was right. She was 100, hundo, all the way. She was all the way correct about that man. I will give her that. But once I decided that I'm ready to settle down and have kids, I did just that, because in my mind, I told myself, what this lady has put on me is not for me. This lady wanted some money from me. You know what I mean? But for a long time, I almost believed her. But I'm glad I did not, because today I have my boy. I got my little Z, my boy Zachy, okay? And he popped up. I was 34 years old. And boom, married and pregnant with a baby. And it did put some fear in my heart. I'm not going to sit up and pretend like it didn't. It did put fear. My whole pregnancy, I'm just making sure I'm doing everything right to make sure that, you know, I carry. And I had a great pregnancy. I was so healthy my whole pregnancy, even though I was overweight, over the, you know, the suggested weight for a woman of my age and height and all that stuff. But I had no health issues, no pregnancy diabetes, none of that. It was an awesome pregnancy, and I wouldn't mind getting pregnant again, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, so that's my story about the psychic in Hollywood and how she tried to play with me and tell me that I would not be able to have kids, honey. I guess I proved her wrong. Or maybe whatever it was that was blocking, I figured it out on my own. Okay, so I did a lot of self-work, as I said before. Oh, I didn't say that before. So I did a lot of working on myself after that. I wasn't in the best, happiest place. I was happy, but I didn't have I had vision. But the person I was then, it's not the same person that I am now. We're not too far apart, you know, but she's grown. She's developed in ways I was not yet mentally, emotionally developed, especially emotionally developed then. I'm a lot more emotionally stable today. And some people may be like, you've always been emotionally strong. Yeah, that's because I kept my emotions in. That ain't healthy. I'm emotionally stable today because I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to keep that in and let it fester on the inside anymore. No, I'm going to tell you. And to me, that is more emotionally healthy. I set my boundaries now. I say, no, I'm not going to do. I say, no, I'm not. I feel like you're playing me. I'm going to tell you, girl, stop playing with me. You know, I don't just let people, you know. So that's what I think is emotionally and mentally healthy. In the past, I just took stuff, I just dealt with stuff, I would let it fester, then I would blow up. Today, I might still blow up, but I'm gonna give you warnings along the way. I'm just saying, call it what you want. Call it personality disorder, call it a Gemini. Call it a Gemini, it don't matter to me. You gonna respect me. Anyways. So I hope you have enjoyed today's Christmas story. This is our third story, fourth one on the way. I may drop the fourth one tomorrow. We're going to see how I feel about recording in a minute, all right? I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Definitely comment. I want to know about some other people's stories. Put it in the comments down below. Have you ever experienced anything similar? Has anyone ever told you something that came true or something that didn't? How do you feel about this whole psychic thing anyways? You know, do you actually believe in this kind of stuff? Me personally, I'm like, I don't know. I'm a little weary, but I've had a whole lot more experiences. But don't worry, there are no more on this list that I've created. This particular list, I think these are the only 2 psychic related experiences. But child, I've had some other run-ins around the world, but you won't hear about those this go round. All right, so guys, I think that is it for today's video. Hit your girl with a like. I'm giving you time to like the video and subscribe. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. Living legend. If you're returning and you're subscribed, you're a living legend, baby. Yes, you are. Thank you so much. You're the real MVP. Okay, for everyone else who's new, take a look around. Don't look too long. Go ahead and hit subscribe. We're all about fun, family, and flights on this side of YouTube, and I will be back with more just for you. If there's something more you'd like to know, put it down in the comments below. As always, it's your girl L Just Living. Love you bunches. Bye-bye.